Top of the morning. It's yours truly, Sona here. Today we are reacting to Mitch giving you guys the best airport travel hacks. Now you're probably wondering, why should you listen to me? I have 10 plus years in the airline industry. I'm just going to be able to confirm everything that Mitch is saying here, and I'll give you guys my analysis, my ending, and my advice. I'll say if he's right or wrong in the video.
Here's a rapid fire list of clever airport hacks and mistakes to avoid that'll cause big problems on your trip. Let's go. Snap a quick photo of your parking spot or note its location so you don't forget when you come back and you can find your car. Don't tell my wife, but whenever I talk to these ladies right here, I always flirt and smile and I'm extra nice, and I tell them, by the way, I am the best emergency exit row helper in the entire world, and so if you need help, I can help you. This has helped me almost 50% of the time get a free upgrade to the emergency exit seat, which has extra legroom. Taxis from the airport can be extra expensive, so find a free airport shuttle to take you to a nearby hotel and then take your Uber or taxi from there. If you have to check in at the airport, always first try to use these self-check-in kiosk thingies before you go into the actual check-in counters, because one, it could be way faster and you won't have to wait in line, and two, you're less likely to have to pay fees if you're overweight or something. Wear your heaviest clothes and even layer up your clothes if you need to avoid overweight luggage fees at the check-in counter. You can also use a fanny pack, a neck pillow that you stuff with clothes, or one of these cool vest that has like a million pockets on the inside if you need more space. Just make sure when you're in the check-in counter that you're not making it obvious and you kind of hide it and flip it around you or something. If you're still overweight and someone dropped you off at the airport, or you're traveling with a friend, you can have them stand by some of your stuff outside of the line while you go through the check-in line. And if you do all these tips and you're still overweight, before you lose hope, try weighing your luggage on different scales, because I've heard reports of some of the scales not being calibrated correctly, just so the airlines can charge more for overweight fees. This is why it's handy to travel with one of those luggage scales, because you can know ahead of time how much weight is in each bag, how much clothes you should wear, and all of that before you get to the airport, so you're not stressed and scrambling around to rearrange things. If your ticket comes with extra luggage that you don't really need, one thing you can do is pack everything in your carry-on bag and then check an empty check bag, just in the hopes that maybe it gets delayed, and then the airlines will basically give you a free shopping spree. There's also travel credit cards and insurances that cover delayed baggage, but before you go on your shopping spree, just make sure to read the terms to make sure that you'll get reimbursed. If you're traveling in the winter where there's likely to be tons of different delays, it's a good idea to use a credit card that offers trip delay insurance, and so that if a bunch of flights get canceled for some reason, like a snowstorm, then you could get covered. For example, one of my credit cards that I use gives $500, up to $500, if your trip is delayed over 6 hours. The airlines normally cover trip delays, but they have an exception if it's due to weather, but these credit card companies, normally they don't have this exception. I'll link some of the best options below. Don't hang around these luggage carousels for long after you pick up your bags, because the longer you're around here, the more likely that airport security is going to ask you to search all your stuff. This happened to me when I was waiting for my wife to go to the bathroom. They pulled me back and searched all of our bags. She had a bunch of bottles of random creams. I didn't know what they were, and so I was just answering the guy who was asking me what they were. I don't know. I couldn't contact my wife, and it just looked super suspicious. So another tip is to not guard someone else's bags around these luggage carousels, even if it's your travel partner, while they go to the bathroom. If your checked luggage doesn't arrive, go to the counter and report it as soon as possible before you leave the airport, because some airlines have limits to how long you have to make a claim, and so you need to do it right away so you can get reimbursed. If you're thinking about traveling with a bunch of gear, make sure to look up on the country's website the customs, how much you can take in without having to pay taxes. One time I had a new computer and my old computer entering Mexico, and they made me pay a bunch of taxes. Dumb. Sometimes they even consider an iPad as a computer, and so if you had a computer and an iPad, dumb. You're screwed. Always make your checked luggage unique somehow. You can put a sticker on it like I did, or colored tape, or even better, buy one of those luggage covers, because not only does it make it look unique, but it also protects it from damage and makes it harder for sneaky fingers to get in and unzip the zippers. You can also add a layer of security against luggage theft by putting on zip ties on your zippers, those twisty tie bread thingies, or even like key rings that you put your keychains on. Just remember that those TSA locks are not approved worldwide, and even where they are approved, a lot of times they still get cut off and your zippers get broken. It's really helpful to put one of those air tags or tile GPS trackers inside of your checked luggage, maybe hidden somewhere, so it's easy to find if it gets lost. It's super handy to put carabiners on every single one of your bags. You can clip stuff to the outside if you ever need extra room, or if you want easy access to things, or if you have to sleep in the airport, you can clip your bags together or clip it to something solid so that it's harder to steal if you're sleeping. If you need to sleep in the airport, check out the Sleeping in Airports website, which will show you the parts of each airport that are quiet and safe for sleeping. When going through airport security, instead of putting all of your valuables in the bin all loosey-goosey, try to put them in some sort of zipped pocket in a fanny pack or in a jacket pocket or something, so that it prevents sneaky fingers from grabbing your stuff. It also just makes things more efficient to have everything all together. If you have metal in your body, or you know you need to get searched for some reason, have your travel partner go through first so that they can watch the stuff in the bins while you're getting patted down. What's your best TSA tip?
If you come to the airport, make sure you listen to the officer that's giving you directions, because every airport has different machines, so if you're not listening, it's going to delay the process for you.
And you get searched and stressed, and
Yeah,
so never make assumptions.
exactly.
Try to always use easy slip-on shoes, and don't wear too much jewelry that would be a pain to take off, or clothes that has a bunch of metal in it or something. All of this will make the TSA process way easier. Americans can sign up for TSA pre-check or global entry to speed up the entire airport process. You can also use apps like My TSA and FlightAware to check how long the security lines are before you get to the airport. You might even find that arriving to a different terminal and then walking from there to your gate is faster if the line is shorter in that other terminal. I like always using a jacket with zipper pockets when I'm flying, because if it gets cold on a plane, you have a flight, you can cram everything in there and stay organized while you're going through security. If it's packable, you can even use it as a pillow on the plane if you want. It's just super multifunctional, and I always travel with either this vest or a rain jacket. If you have an iPhone, the easiest way for you and other people to track your flights is to just send an iMessage with your flight number. It'll automatically turn into a link. You can click on it and then look for flight information, and it'll give you updated information on your flights. It's also a good idea to always download the airline's app that you're flying with, because they can also provide these updates so you know that you're at the right gate if your gate changes, and sometimes they even have maps of the entire airport that'll help you find things easier. Some airline apps like Qatar, for example, even have like 360-degree images of the inside of their planes, and so when you're choosing your seat, you can see what it actually looks like on the plane in real life. Some airline apps suck though, which is why I also recommend downloading Google Maps offline onto your phone, because you can use the maps and you can navigate all around the airport and see what restaurants there are, where is there a pharmacy, where everything is, how to get to your gate. And if you have it offline, then you won't need to worry if you don't have service or if there's no Wi-Fi. Be careful where you're plugging in your devices to charge, because in these public charging ports, sometimes scammers will tamper with them and put viruses in there, and so it's better just to always have your own power bank. Before getting into some even juicier tips, I'm making another video on quick hacks for when you're actually on the plane. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you want to get notified for that one. If you need Wi-Fi, you can also use the Wi-Fi map app to get usernames and passwords for different Wi-Fi networks around the airport. But just always be careful what you do on public Wi-Fi. I always make sure that I'm using a VPN, and I'll link to a huge discount on the one I use below. Avoid using the first restroom after your flight, because that's the restroom everyone's gonna go to. It's gonna be super busy and dirty, so just walk a little bit extra and go to the next restroom. The number one thing that has made air travel way more fun for me is when I was able to start going to the lounges, because I opened a credit card that includes lounge access all around the world. It's a total game changer, because you no longer wait to the last second to go to the airport. You want to get there early so you can spend more time in the lounge, and when you go earlier, that means if something bad happens, then you're not stressed all running around at the last second. I'll show you what this lounge looks like in a second, but if you do get this card, another hack is to get an authorized user for this card, because then you get even more free guests to the lounges. I think each person can bring 2 guests, and so that's a total of 6 people that get free access. Always, always, always pack snacks in your personal item, even if you have lounge access, because you never know if the lounge is going to be closed or if it's going to be full, or if something's going to hold you up and you won't have time to eat in the lounge. Having snacks with you also in the plane itself is nice if they're not serving a meal. If you're super hungry, there's nothing worse than being hungry and hangry while you're on a long trip. You can also use the mobile passport app to speed through customs faster when you return to the US. It doesn't require pre-approval or anything. You just need to download the app and fill in your information. If your flight gets canceled or delayed, or you have any problems at all, make sure to immediately look up what your rights are for compensation and things like that. I have a full video.
All right, guys, that is Mitch right there. He just did a video giving you guys lots of traveling hacks. Now, like I said in the beginning of like I said in the beginning of the video, I have spent 10 plus years in the airline customer service, so I do understand a lot of the things that he said, and he's right for a lot of the things that he said. I'm gonna have to agree with him and actually give him his flowers. He did a very good job of explaining his hacks for traveling. So now I'm gonna give you my own personal hacks that me being a person who works in customer service, that's gonna benefit you guys. So I got 4 of them that I'm not gonna go down the list. Number 1 is be nice to the customer service rep or agent. The reason being is because if you're nice to us, we will go above and beyond and we'll take care of you. Now, I understand that a lot of you guys will travel and you're late. Once you're late, most people tend to take their frustration out on the customer service agent, which doesn't really make sense, because if you're taking your frustration out on us, technically we are not entitled to help you. We can pass you on to our supervisors. But I would say just be nice to the customer service agent. That will help you go a long ways. Number 2, use airport scales. So what do I mean by that? Every airport that you travel to has a scale. A lot of you guys have scales that you use at home for that weighs your body weight. The scale you use at home for your body weight is not going to be as accurate as the scale that you use at the airport. So what I always say is bring your bag to the airport and weight on the scale. Now, 9 times out of 10, every time you're traveling in the States, your bag weight is 50 pounds. I'm 100% sure for this one. If I'm wrong, somebody leave a comment below and let me know if I'm wrong or not, but I'm pretty sure the bag weight is 50 pounds. Now, when you come to the airport, always bring like an extra little bag, like maybe a carry-on luggage, and make sure you leave room in there. The reason being is if you leave room in your carry-on bag, if your bag fee is overweight, what you can do is instead of paying overweight fee, you can just grab stuff from your bag and put it in that small carry-on and take it through TSA. I believe most overweight fee they're gonna charge you is $100 per bag. So that's that. Number 3, every airport has different rules. For example, if you're traveling with a firearm, LA might be different, Atlanta might be different, Minneapolis might be different, Detroit might be different. I always say just be open to what the agent is telling you and listen to the agent and allow TSA to come by. If you have any questions regarding anything, why airport policy is different, it's just what it is. Every airline is different. Every airport is different. You can always go, let's say if you're traveling through Savannah, you can always go to the airport and read up on the rules and regulations. The reason being is because if you don't read up on rules and regulations, you're going to travel to the airport and they're going to tell you something and you're going to be mad. That's that. Number 4, always ask questions. The reason why I'm saying always ask questions, once again, being a person who is in airport customer service, a lot of you guys have what I call traveling anxiety. What is traveling anxiety? A lot of you guys don't want to ask questions. A lot of you guys are just walking around and pretending you know where you're going, and you're going to get lost. Mind you, if you are traveling through LAX, Atlanta, Detroit, Minneapolis, these airports are huge. One false move at Atlanta airport and you could be lost. So if you're traveling and you don't know where you're going, ask a question. If you're traveling, you don't know how to print your bag tag, ask a question. If you're traveling and you can't find your confirmation number, I urge you guys to ask questions. Once again, people in the customer service airline industry, we are paid to help you guys out. Anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I just gave you guys my 4 hacks. Once again, I'm gonna repeat them. Number 1, be nice to customer service agent. It will help you. You'll go a long ways. Number 2, use the airport scale, just because the airport scale is accurate 9 times out of 10. And if the scale is not accurate, get a manager, a supervisor, an airport employee to help you out with that. Number 3, every airport's different rules, different policies. Don't get mad at us. We just work there. Number 3, always ask questions. Once you ask questions, your anxiety goes down. Don't try to do something that you can't figure out. Find somebody, breathe, calm down, and you're going to be okay. And my final one, the bonus one, is just be on time. Be on time. The reason why I'm saying be on time is because if you're on time, we can do a lot. Let's say if you're traveling international and you have a different passport from a different country, you're going to a different country, we can't process things. It might take us sometimes 30 minutes to 40 minutes to figure out what's wrong with it. But if you get there 2 hours, you're going to be fine. If you get there an hour or 40 minutes before your flight, there's a strong possibility you're going to miss your flight. Once again, guys, like, comment, subscribe to the channel as I continue to grow and educate you guys on my 10 plus years in airport customer service, and just kind of give you guys my own little hacks, and I'll be reacting to a lot of people who travel. Until next time, world.